Hey everyone, I'm back with another video. Today I'm going to be talking about Silvergate and why I'm investing in this company. So first, a little bit of background. Silvergate is a bank, and they have a lot of customers that are involved in the cryptocurrency space. A lot of these are institutional investors and crypto exchanges such as Coinbase and like Binance, Genesis, these big crypto exchanges. But there was a problem a few years ago that Silvergate saw, and that was basically that all these companies that were parking their money in dollars with Silvergate, and these companies, when they wanted to send money to one another, so for example here, if PayPal wanted to send money to Binance, then they would have to wire money from their Silvergate account to Binance's Silvergate account. But the way that that worked was that if PayPal wanted to send them money, then Silvergate would process that transaction. So PayPal would wire Binance money, but Silvergate would have to process that transaction, and that would take days. And it was all within the same bank, so it didn't really make sense. So basically Silvergate created this thing called the Silvergate Exchange Network, or SEN, and that basically it allows their customers, which are institutional investors and also like crypto exchanges, to send money to each other in real time. So instead of Silvergate needing to process this transaction, now, like for example PayPal, they can just send money in dollars or in euros directly to Binance, and you don't have that wait time anymore, and it's all still within Silvergate. And this also, it works across all the exchanges and stuff. So here, the Silvergate Exchange Network, it has 24/7 real-time transfers of USD between exchanges and investors. So this, it kind of just changed the game and how all this money can be moved around. And also before, a lot of these companies, if they had money in other banks that were not Silvergate, then that would basically pose the same problem where you're wiring money from one bank to another bank, but now it's all just in real time. So a lot of big institutional investors include these, and some of them are like PayPal and like Robinhood. And a problem that Silvergate has solved for these companies is that if PayPal, because PayPal and like Robinhood and like Cash App, these apps and companies, they basically provide a service for their customers, which is, if for example I have PayPal and I want to buy Bitcoin, well, PayPal, they don't want to necessarily hold a bunch of Bitcoin to give to their customers when the customer purchases it, because maybe if PayPal buys a bunch of Bitcoin today, like let's say they buy like 50,000 Bitcoin today, well, that might go down in value, and then they're gonna have to, so basically they're gonna be paying these crypto exchanges, like if maybe PayPal will pay Coinbase for 50,000 Bitcoin today, but next week it'll be worth, like let's say it goes down by 50%, and then I'm buying that Bitcoin. Well, basically PayPal just lost 50% of their money. But now with the real-time transactions, now PayPal can say like, hey, I need this many Bitcoin, and here's the money for it, in the real-time value of the Bitcoin, and they can directly send it to one of these exchanges, and it'll fulfill the transaction. So PayPal will just be kind of like the middleman between me and these exchanges to get the money, and they don't have to worry about actually holding the currency unless if they want to. And some other services that Silvergate offers is that you can actually so you can store your Bitcoin with them, and also some other things are like you can use your Bitcoin as collateral. So here it says, Send Leverage provides secure institutional grade access to capital through USD loans collateralized by Bitcoin. So it's pretty cool because these companies or institutional investors, they can basically buy Bitcoin, store it with Silvergate, and then they can use that Bitcoin as collateral to go, trade on these platforms here, and they can just leave their Bitcoin parked in Silvergate, and this Bitcoin can essentially grow in value potentially, but they can still be using that money, so that's pretty cool. And then another thing is, like, a lot of these companies, they park a lot of their money in Silvergate accounts. Like they put US dollars in these accounts so that when they want to trade on these exchanges, they can do so. So that creates a big opportunity for Silvergate, because at the end of the day, they're still a bank, and one of their main businesses is loaning out money. So when these exchanges and these institutional investors are putting money into Silvergate in their bank accounts, then Silvergate can use that money and loan it out and earn money from that. So that's pretty big, because there's not like any other banks right now that are just letting these big institutional investors or exchanges put money there that's essentially that could be lost due to the volatility in crypto prices. And then the other good thing about Silvergate is that it's very regulated. It's a member of the Fed, and it's also FDIC insured. So it's just the same thing on this slide. And then this company, obviously, it also has a lot of growth, because there's a lot of institutional investors that are wanting to get into the cryptocurrency space. They see these big opportunities. So there's, here, there's a lot of, it's in a 3-year period, there's a 37% compound annual growth in the number of digital currency customers. And these are just institutional investors and exchanges, because Silvergate actually does not do business with just regular customers like you and I. Like, at the end of the day, these companies and stuff, they're the ones with all the money, so that's the important thing. And then here, transaction revenue, from 2018 to 2021, the compounded annual growth rate was 182%. And there's a lot of these institutions that are also using the Send Leverage, so that's when they're putting their Bitcoin in a Silvergate account, and then they're using that as collateral, and they're using the money that they get as collateral to go trade on these exchanges to hopefully turn this into more money. So that's pretty cool. And this is how much money that Silvergate is getting from these customers, because and the reason why it's zero cost. So it's $14.3 billion right now. Well, as of December 31st, 2021, $14.3 billion that they're getting in zero cost funding. And this is because Silvergate, when these companies put their money in Silvergate bank accounts, Silvergate, they don't pay them any interest on this money that they have there. And this is because, there's not really like any other banks that are allowing companies to put money that they're gonna use, for like crypto and stuff, or that are like backed by crypto, because that's still seen as very risky. So, Silvergate doesn't have to pay out any interest because they have the advantage here. So they have all this money that they don't have to pay interest out to, and they can use this money to loan out and make more money. And then this is how much, the funding has grown. So from 2016, it was $800 million, and now it's grown up to $14.3 billion. So that really shows you how much all these institutional investors are really interested in cryptocurrency. And, like right now, it's just the beginning. A lot of institutions are not in this game yet. And once this, starts to expand more and more, this number is just going to grow significantly. And then, this is obviously their growth. So their revenue from Q4 2020 to Q4 2021, it saw an 84 increase. And obviously, a lot of this will fluctuate just like, with the prices of cryptocurrencies. But I think definitely over time, like this number will go up. So maybe like quarter over quarter, this will go down just like we see here. But year over year, it should definitely be going up. And you see here, like their revenue it increased 84% year over year. Well, here their operating expense only increased 46%. So the revenue is far outpacing their operating expenses. And then another thing that I want to cover that's not in this presentation, I don't think it is anyways, is that Silvergate, they also want to create a stable coin, and they're in the process of making a stable coin. And basically they want to use this stable coin so that it can be used across different exchanges and between different customers and like around the world. Because right now you have these stable coins, like USDT and USDC, but they're not like really regulated or anything. And like a lot of people aren't like completely comfortable with that. But with Silvergate, they want to create a stable coin that's completely regulated, and it's backed by the dollar and everything. So it's I think that's really important. And they're going to start rolling out this stable coin this year. At first it's just going to be to a few of their customers, and then as they get feedback and as time passes, they're definitely going to roll it out to more and more, and then it'll become more of like a commercial thing. And like another one of the benefits of this stable coin that they said is that it's going to be safer, faster, and cheaper than our current methods of transacting. So like right now, for example, if I want to buy something from a company, then I can use my credit card and then I'll make a purchase from that company. Or even like if you go to the store or you get gas or anything, most of the time you swipe your card and you pay for it in that moment. But that money is like it takes time. It takes a few days to actually process, for the bank to send that money over to whoever you bought the thing from. But if more people start using a cryptocurrency like a stable coin that's backed by the US dollar, then instead of using like credit cards and stuff, then we can use a stable coin and it'll have real-time transactions. So if I buy something, then like instantly that my money will go over to whoever I'm giving it to, and it won't take days. And it'll also save on like all these credit card fees, because all these businesses, every time that you swipe your card, they have to pay a little bit too, to be using like services like Visa and like MasterCard, American Express. So if you use a stable coin, then you could potentially take that away, or you could not necessarily take it away because the bank still needs to make money, but you could significantly reduce that since it's really easy. Alright, so here I have Silvergate pulled up on Yahoo Finance. So right now their current stock price is $152.96. It's currently seen as undervalued. Its 1-year target estimate is $193 and their market cap is $4.8 billion, and they have a PE ratio of 52, which, that's pretty high. But this company is profitable, so this year they're supposed to be making $3.16 per share, and their revenue this year is supposed to grow 63%. So from 1 year ago, from $174 million, it's supposed to grow into $285 million, so a $100 million increase. And then in 2023, it's supposed to grow to $454 million, which is a 59% increase. So, really high growth here. And that's because of all that institutional money flowing into this company. But yeah, this company is very profitable, and over the next 5 years, it's projected to grow 41%. So I definitely, regardless of the stock price, I definitely think it's a good buy. Here, if we look at the chart, it's definitely fluctuated a lot, especially recently. From March 7th, it went from right around $100 a share all the way to $152. So, a 50% increase in just, a couple weeks. But I think definitely over the long term, this company will grow. And as I said right here, it says it's still undervalued. So I definitely think this is a buy. Let me know your